In this video, we're going to have a look at converting ordinary numbers into standard form. The numbers that we're going to look at are considered big because they're greater than 1 and typically have lots of zeros at the end. In the bottom right corner, you can see an example of what standard form looks like. The first part is always a number which is bigger than or equal to 1 but less than 10. That means that it cannot equal 10. This is made up of the key digits from the original ordinary number, disregarding any zeros that appear after these digits. The next part is always a multiply by 10, followed by our power, which tells us how many times to multiply the original number by 10. Our power can be both a positive or negative whole number. However, because we're only considering big numbers in this video, our power will always be positive. Let's have a look at some examples. In my first question, I'm asked to convert 700,000 from an ordinary number into standard form. First, I need to consider the key digits of the number 700,000. This would be the number 7. That's because after the 7, there's lots of zeros and no other digits. Now, because 7 is already a number that is bigger than or equal to 1 and less than 10, I can leave it as it is. The next part is always a multiply by 10. And finally, I need my power, which is how many times I need to multiply 7 by 10 to get back to 700,000. There is a nice little trick to work your power out. Simply count the number of digits after the first digit and that will be your power. So in my example, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is going to be 7 times 10 to the power of 5. In my second example, I'm asked to convert 23,000 from an ordinary number into standard form. Again, I'm going to start off with the key digits, which in this example are the numbers 2 and 3. Because I need the number at the front to be bigger than or equal to 1 but less than 10, I'm going to place a decimal point between the 2 and the 3, so we get 2.3. Next, I need to put my times by 10 in. And finally my power, which I can get by counting the number of digits after the first digit. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. My answer is 2.3 times 10 to the power of 4. For my third example, my key digits are the numbers 9, 1 and 5. And again, to make sure this is a number which is bigger than or equal to 1 but less than 10, I'm going to put a decimal point in and make it 9.15. Then I'm going to put my times by 10 in, followed by my power, which I can get by counting the digits after the first one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My answer, 9.15 times 10 to the power of 6. In my last example, the key digits are 4, 0 and 4, and I need to put a decimal place after the 4 to make my number bigger than or equal to 1 but less than 10. Notice how there is a 0 that's been included in my key digits. That's because there is another digit, the 4, that comes after the 0 which is needed in my answer. The next part is the times by 10, followed by our power, which is 1, 2, 3. So my final answer, 4.04 times 10 to the power of 3.